Welcome to the Bloom and Well podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Mackenzie, a functional wellness chiropractor specializing in gut, brain, and hormone health. Join me as we explore natural methods for health and wellness, focusing on regulating your nervous system, nurturing your gut-brain axis, exploring the mind-body connection, and getting to the root cause of your chronic illness. Flu season is here, and if you're tired of feeling like it's only a matter of when you'll get sick, not if, then today's episode is for you. Imagine getting through flu season without constantly dodging sneezes, stocking up on tissues, or battling the dreaded flu fog that leaves you drained for days. Sounds pretty amazing, right? Well, it's not just wishful thinking. It is absolutely possible. Every year, millions of us brace ourselves for the flu wave that sweeps through schools, offices, and homes like clockwork. But what if I told you that there's a better way to prepare? Instead of crossing your fingers and hoping for the best, you can actually build up your body's defense system before the flu even gets to you. Most people think flu prevention starts and stops with a flu shot or a stash of over-the-counter meds. But here's the catch. The flu shot only protects against specific strains predicted for that year, and over-the-counter meds only manage symptoms after you're already sick. What if you could avoid it altogether? That is where natural flu prevention comes in, and it's not as complicated as you might think. Natural flu prevention is about more than just washing your hands and avoiding germs. It's about strengthening your immune system so that it can do what it was designed to do, to protect you. And unlike conventional methods, these natural strategies work proactively to reduce your chances of getting sick in the first place. The best part? Many of these methods are simple, affordable, and can be woven into your daily routine. No fancy supplements or extreme protocols are required. So in today's episode, I'm going to walk through the most effective, science-backed ways to fight the flu naturally. You'll learn about the foods, daily habits, and holistic remedies that give your immune system the edge it needs to keep you flu-free. Whether you're looking to protect your family or simply avoid those miserable sick days yourself, I promise that you will walk away with practical, actionable tips that you can start using today. Let's talk about what natural flu prevention means and how it differs from conventional methods. Natural flu prevention is a proactive approach to protecting your body from illness by supporting your immune system's natural ability to fight off infections. Unlike conventional methods like flu vaccines or antiviral medications that target specific flu strains, natural flu prevention focuses on strengthening your body's internal defenses. Instead of reacting after you've caught the flu, natural flu prevention methods emphasize prevention, giving your immune system the upper hand before the illness actually strikes. The key difference between this and traditional methods lies in the approach. Vaccines introduce inactivated virus particles to train your immune system to recognize specific strains of the flu, while medications aim to reduce your symptoms once you're already sick. Natural flu prevention, on the other hand, strengthens your overall immunity. This means that your body is better equipped to recognize and fight off not only the strain of flu virus included in your vaccine, but other strains and pathogens as well. Nutrient-dense foods, herbal remedies, sleep, stress management, and hygiene habits all play a role in creating a more resilient immune system. This is particularly important during flu season when exposure to viruses increases. By incorporating simple but effective flu prevention remedies like elderberry syrup, echinacea tea, and stress-reducing techniques, you are going to give your body the tools that it needs to stay strong and healthy. So now that we understand what natural flu prevention is, let's take a closer look at how your immune system works to fight off the flu. The immune system is your body's built-in defense system. It works 24/7 to identify and fight off any harmful invaders like the flu virus. When you're exposed to the flu, your immune system recognizes the virus as a threat, and it sends white blood cells to the scene with two key players taking the center stage: T cells and B cells. B cells are the memory keepers that produce antibodies, or markers that attach to the flu virus to mark it for destruction. This makes it easier for your immune system to actually eliminate the flu. The T cells act as these bodyguards, recognizing infected cells and destroying them to prevent the virus from spreading. Once your body has fought off the virus, these antibodies stick around for a while and give you some protection against reinfection. But it's only for that specific strain. Unlike other viruses like chickenpox, you can't develop lifelong immunity to the flu because flu strains are constantly evolving. Every year, the flu virus mutates into multiple new forms, meaning the immunity that you built up last year might not protect you from this year's version. While your immune system may still recognize certain parts of the virus, it often isn't enough for complete protection. That's why natural flu prevention, which strengthens your overall immune system, matters so much. When you get a flu vaccine, your body takes about 2 weeks to develop immunity, which is why they typically tell you to get it early. The flu shot only targets the specific flu strains that are chosen for that year, and because the flu virus mutates, the vaccine changes annually. Plus, while it can help prevent infection from those specific strains, it doesn't offer broad protection against every flu virus out there. However, just like natural immunity, vaccine-induced immunity does fade over time, especially because the flu virus mutates. While you may not achieve permanent flu immunity, you can fortify your immune system year-round with natural flu prevention methods. Each of these added together helps to build a surplus of strength and immunity in your body. And by focusing on lifestyle changes and flu prevention remedies, you can reduce your risk of catching the flu even as the new strains emerge. Now that you have a better understanding of how your immune system fights the flu, let's shift gears and talk about how you can stay one step ahead. I'm talking about simple, natural remedies that actually work. These easy strategies will leave you feeling more in control of your health and ready to take on flu season with confidence. First up, let's talk about vitamin C. This is the immune system's MVP. It is the essential nutrient that kicks your immune defenses into high gear by boosting the production of white blood cells, which include those B and T cells that we talked about earlier. They are like your body's personal flu fighters, spotting, marking, and destroying the flu virus faster and faster. But that's not all, because vitamin C is also a powerful antioxidant which helps to shield your cells from oxidative stress caused by free radicals, which can in turn weaken your immune system. So where do you get it, right? Think citrus fruits like oranges, lemons, and grapefruits, but don't forget bell peppers and even broccoli can have higher amounts of vitamin C than oranges and citrus fruits. For daily support, most adults need about 90 milligrams of vitamin C, but during flu season, some experts suggest that bumping it up to 200 milligrams a day can give your immune system an extra edge. Next, we're going to talk about zinc. Zinc is a huge game changer for your immune system because it is essential for producing those T cells, which act as bodyguards for your immune system, identifying and kicking out or destroying those virus-infected cells before they can spread. There are plenty of studies out there that show how zinc can actually shorten the duration and even the severity of respiratory infections, which is a huge win during flu season. So, where do you get zinc? Zinc is found in oysters, beef, lentil, chickpeas, and even pumpkin seeds. Adults typically aim for 8 to 11 milligrams per day to keep those immune defenses strong. But if you start feeling those early flu symptoms creeping in, consider grabbing some zinc lozenges because research shows that those lozenges might actually help to reduce symptoms and even speed up your recovery. Moving on to vitamin D. This is often called the sunshine vitamin for a reason. The vitamin plays a major role in keeping your immune system sharp. It activates the immune cells and boosts their ability to respond to infections like the flu. In fact, studies show that people with low vitamin D levels are more vulnerable to respiratory infections. So sunlight is obviously going to be your best source for vitamin D, but during colder months, it's not always an option. Thankfully, you can also get vitamin D from fatty fish like salmon or egg yolks and even some fortified foods like dairy products. But another way in the winter is to consider taking a vitamin D3 supplement, typically around 2,000 to 4,000 IUs a day. Did you know that 70% of your immune system lives in your gut? If you spent any time on my website or listening to our podcast, you probably do know that. And that's exactly why probiotics are such a crucial part of your flu prevention strategy. Probiotics help to support the healthy bacteria in your gut, which has a direct impact on your immune system. So, specific strains like lactobacillus and bifidobacterium have been shown to strengthen immune responses and even reduce the risk of respiratory infections. So one way to get more probiotic-rich foods in your life is to eat foods like yogurt, sauerkraut, kimchi, and even pickled or fermented vegetables. If you want to take it a step further, consider a high-quality probiotic supplement to keep your gut microbiome balanced and your immune system strong. Let's move on to one of the most popular flu remedies out there, elderberry. Elderberry is on this list, and for a good reason. Studies suggest that elderberry can actually reduce the severity and duration of flu symptoms because it boosts the production of cytokines, which are proteins that signal your immune system to jump into action and attack the invading pathogens. So elderberry can be in all kinds of forms, from syrups to teas and even gummies. During flu season, many people tend to take 1 to 2 teaspoons of elderberry syrup daily as a preventative measure for their immune system. We also have echinacea. This is a powerful flowering plant that has been used for centuries in herbal medicine to fight off respiratory infections. Some studies suggest that echinacea works by boosting white blood cell activity and giving your immune system that extra edge. When I recommend echinacea to my clients, I usually recommend it in a tea format or in a capsule form. For daily support during flu season, 1 to 2 cups of echinacea tea can be a soothing way to stay ahead of the illness. And if you do prefer supplements, they are always a great option too. Just be sure to follow the dosage instructions and always talk to your doctor about any new supplement protocols that you're starting. Moving on to garlic. Garlic's power actually comes from a sulfur compound called allicin. This is actually released when garlic is crushed or chopped, and it has antiviral, antimicrobial, and anti-inflammatory effects, which make garlic a serious ally in your fight against the flu. So to get the most of the immune-boosting benefits of garlic, crush fresh garlic and let it sit for 10 minutes before cooking. This gives the allicin time to fully activate. From there, you can add it to soups, broths, stir-fries, or even roasted vegetables for daily immune support. And if you're feeling bold, you can mince it raw and mix it into salad dressings or dips for an even bigger punch of immune power. Next up, we have oregano, which is so much more than just a kitchen herb. Oregano's flu-fighting powers come from a compound called carvacrol, which packs a serious antimicrobial and antiviral punch. This makes oregano a powerful tool to help your body ward off infections that are caused both by viruses and bacteria. You can obviously add fresh oregano to soups, sauces, and stews to give both flavor and immune support in one go. But if you're looking for something stronger, oregano oil is always an option. Just be careful because it is very concentrated. And if you're using it as a flu remedy, dilute a drop or 2 in water before consuming. Trust me, a little goes a long way. Let's talk about hot tea. And no, it's not just a cozy comfort drink. It's actually a powerful tool for flu prevention. Green tea is one that is packed with catechins, which are a type of antioxidant that also have antiviral properties. Ginger tea? That one's a powerhouse too, thanks to its anti-inflammatory and immune-supporting benefits. And don't forget herbal teas like chamomile and peppermint, because they are fantastic for supporting respiratory health. There's an extra perk though, because steam from a hot cup of tea can actually open your nasal passages, making it much easier for you to breathe if you're feeling congested. To support your immune system naturally, aim for at least 1 cup of tea a day. And if you're dealing with a stuffy nose and you're already sick, shoot for 2 or 3 and let that steam work as a natural decongestant while you sip. These immune-boosting nutrients and herbal flu fighters are a powerful 1-2 punch for your immune system, but we are just getting started. So up next, we're going to dive into comforting foods and simple lifestyle habits that are going to keep your body strong, resilient, and ready to take on flu season like a pro. Because flu prevention isn't just about supplements and herbs and teas, it's also about what's on your plate. Chicken soup is not just your grandma's go-to, it is actually backed by science. Chicken soup can reduce inflammation and help clear nasal passages so that you can breathe easier. When chicken cooks, it releases an amino acid called cysteine, and this actually supports respiratory health. And if you want to take it up a notch, adding immune-boosting ingredients like garlic, onions, carrots, celery, and herbs, not only do they add flavor, but they also help boost the immune system. Honey is a natural sweetener that is also a natural antimicrobial. It's great for soothing sore throats and can even suppress coughs. So some research shows that honey is just as effective as over-the-counter cough syrups for nighttime coughs, especially in kids. Try adding 1 to 2 teaspoons of raw honey to hot tea, warm water with lemon, or a homemade herbal tonic. And just a last-minute heads up, honey is off limits for kids under a year due to the risk of botulism. Lastly, we don't want to forget about hydration. So staying hydrated keeps those nasal passages and the throat moist, which creates a barrier to block the flu virus from entering your body. Dehydration actually weakens that barrier, making it easier for viruses to take hold. So aim for 8 to 10 cups of water, herbal tea, or broth every single day, especially when you're sick. But try to avoid those sugary drinks because too much sugar can actually weaken your immune system. So keep that water bottle handy and your immune system ready for action this flu season. Now that we've covered nutrition and immune-boosting remedies, let's move on to some lifestyle habits that can keep you flu-free all season long. First up, we have sleep. Sleep is one of the most powerful immune-boosting tools that you have. While you sleep, your body produces cytokines, which are special proteins that help to fight off infections like the flu. But here's the problem. Chronic sleep deprivation weakens this process, leaving you more vulnerable. So to keep your immune system strong, aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single night. One of the best ways to do this is to actually create a calming bedtime routine. Maybe start by dimming the lights, turning off screens 30 minutes before bed, and keeping your bedroom cool and dark. And the hardest one for most of us, but one of the most important, is to go to bed at the same time during the week and on the weekends. Next, let's talk about stress. Chronic stress sends your cortisol levels through the roof, and that is bad news for your immune system. High cortisol actually suppresses your body's natural ability to fight off any infection. But the good thing is that managing stress is totally within your control. Try relaxation techniques like deep breathing, meditation, yoga, or even a walk in nature to help bring those cortisol levels down naturally. Exercise can also have a huge impact on your immune system, but not all exercise is created equal. While moderate exercise like walking, yoga, or even stretching boosts your immune system by keeping those cells active and moving throughout the body, intense workouts can actually weaken it temporarily. So aim for about 30 minutes of moderate movement each day to support your immune system and its defenses. Finally, let's not forget about hand hygiene. It is one of the simplest, most effective flu prevention strategies out there. The flu virus can survive on surfaces for hours, so washing your hands is non-negotiable. Wash for at least 20 seconds or more with soap and water, especially after being in public spaces or before eating. If you have no soap or water, what do? That's not a problem either. Just use a hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol. So this simple habit significantly reduces your chances of transferring viruses from your hands to your face, which is how most of the pathogens tend to get into the body. So these lifestyle habits might seem small when you see them one by one, but together, compounding them, it really creates a powerful shield against flu season. So make them a part of your daily routine. Even if you don't do all of them every single day, just a couple every day will help to give your immune system the support it needs to stay strong and ready for anything. So now that we've discussed ways to prevent the flu, sometimes try as we might, we still come down with the flu. So let's talk about the best way to fight the flu naturally. Let's start with how to breathe easier when the congestion hits, because we all know how miserable a blocked nose can be. So here are 3 natural methods to clear things up and get you breathing freely. First, we have steam inhalation. This is one of the fastest ways to relieve congestion. Warm, hot steam moisturizes the sinuses and helps loosen up that stubborn mucus, making it easier to breathe. You can always boil some water, pour it in a bowl, and then place a towel over your head to trap the steam. Inhale deeply for 10 to 15 minutes, and that should help you loosen up any mucus that is in the chest and in the sinuses. And a pro tip here is if you want to make it more effective, add a drop or two of eucalyptus or peppermint essential oils to the water to help decongest even more. Another way is to use a neti pot. And if you haven't tried it before, think of it as a natural nasal rinse. It flushes out mucus, allergens, and even pathogens from your nasal passages. Now, this is one way to reduce sinus pressure and clear up the congestion as well. So with a neti pot, you want to fill it with a saline solution that is made from distilled water and salt. Then you tilt your head over the sink and pour the solution into one nostril, and it drains out the other side, washing out all of the congestion. Is it gross? Yeah, maybe. Is it effective though? Very much so. Last but not least, we have eucalyptus oil. So eucalyptus oil has very strong antiviral and decongestant properties. Inhaling eucalyptus vapor opens up your airways, making it easier to breathe when nasal congestion or chest tightness kicks in. Like we said earlier, you can always add it to a bowl of steaming water and inhale the steam, but you can always add a couple of drops of eucalyptus oil into a diffuser for more convenience and long-term relief. So these are just a few simple natural methods to help you breathe easier and feel better faster without medication. When you are down with the flu, soothing and hydrating the body is one of the best things that you can do to speed up recovery. And what's the best way to do that? Warm, flu-fighting foods and drinks. Let's break it down. First up, we have savory soups. We've already talked about specifically chicken soup and how cysteine can help reduce inflammation and combat respiratory illness. But there's also more reasons as to why it works. Outside of only chicken soup, warm broths actually help to keep your body hydrated and replenish those electrolytes that get lost when you're sick. Because when you're sick, when your body is stressed, it will lose electrolytes much faster than when you are healthy and well. Another fun fact about cysteine, it helps to actually thin the mucus, which makes it easier to cough up and expel, which relieves the congestion. Now let's talk about hot drinks. So herbal teas, warm water with lemon, and broths all do double duty by soothing sore throats and loosening mucus. They also increase circulation, reduce nasal congestion, and calm irritated airways. Herbal teas made with ginger, peppermint, or chamomile, even licorice root are very effective for this. They help to reduce inflammation, ease digestion, and promote relaxation when we come down with that flu. And all of this helps to support your body's natural recovery process. So last but not least, we cannot forget honey. So honey is a natural remedy that is an absolute lifesaver when it comes to calming a sore throat and reducing a cough. And like we talked about earlier, there is research that shows that honey can be just as effective as some of the over-the-counter cough syrups for managing nighttime coughs. Just 1 or 2 teaspoons of honey right before bed can help to coat the throat so that you are not constantly waking yourself up coughing and coughing and coughing. So one of the more underrated but absolutely essential remedies for the flu is to get quality rest. And quality rest is not just a nice idea, it is an absolute non-negotiable. But sleeping smarter, not just longer, is what makes a huge difference in terms of how fast you're going to recover. Sleeping elevated is one way that you can help yourself to recover faster. While you lie flat in bed or even on your couch, mucus actually builds up in the nasal passages, the throat, and even the chest, which make it harder to breathe. And that's why you end up tossing and turning and coughing all night long. So to fix this, sleep with your head elevated. Stack a couple of pillows or use a wedge pillow to keep your upper body at an incline, and this can actually help the mucus to drain properly instead of pooling in the sinuses. This also reduces post-nasal drip, which is what actually makes you cough at night. So with that better airflow, you are going to breathe easier and sleep more soundly when you have the flu. Resting. I cannot emphasize rest enough. And I don't just mean squeezing in a nap. Rest is absolutely the most powerful thing you can do to support the immune system, because while you are asleep, your body is producing cytokines. These are special proteins that help to fight the infection. But if you're skimping on your sleep, your body can't make enough cytokines, which leaves your body more vulnerable to illness. So when that flu hits, aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night, and do not feel guilty about taking extra naps if you need them, because your body is working hard to fight off this virus, and rest gives it the energy that it needs in order to do that. So sleep smarter, not harder. Elevate your head, prioritize quality rest, and give your immune system the time it needs to kick the flu to the curb. So when it comes to fighting the flu naturally, keeping the air around you moist can also make a huge difference. Dry air isn't just uncomfortable. It actually makes it easier for flu viruses to attach and multiply in the body. Don't worry though, there is a simple fix. So let's talk about 2 solutions to this problem. Firstly, we have the humidifier. So dry indoor air can irritate your respiratory system and dry out mucous membranes in your nose and your throat. These mucous membranes are part of your immune's defense, and when they're dry, those viruses have an easier time getting in. So running that humidifier restores moisture to the air, keeping your levels between 40 and 60%, which also make it harder for flu viruses to survive in the air. Here's another bonus. Humidifiers reduce coughing and help you get more sleep, which we talked about, which is one of the most important things to your recovery in terms of speeding up your recovery, right? So place a humidifier in your bedroom to create a more comfortable sleeping environment during flu season that also doubles down and helps you recover faster. Paired with a humidifier is steam and warm air therapy. Just like steam inhalation clears the nasal passages, humid air can relieve overall respiratory discomfort. So taking a hot shower and breathing in the steam for 10 to 15 minutes is simple and effective, but also soothing for your respiratory system. Whether you're running a humidifier at night or using a little DIY steam therapy, you're going to give your body an extra layer of support to breathe easier, reduce coughing, and keep your immune system strong. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with this. Natural flu prevention isn't about doing one big thing. It's about doing small, intentional things that add up to a stronger and healthier body. From immune-boosting nutrients like vitamin C, zinc, and elderberry, to lifestyle changes like better sleep, hydration, and stress management, these simple steps work together to create a solid defense system. The best part is that all of this is within your control. Supporting your immune system doesn't have to be complicated, and it doesn't have to be time-consuming. So here's my challenge for you. Think about one thing that you can do today to support your immune health. Maybe it's making a pot of homemade chicken soup, finally trying that elderberry syrup, or going to bed an hour earlier tonight. Whatever it is, start small and build from there. We'd love to hear from you. So what is your favorite way to stay healthy during flu season? Share your go-to natural flu remedies in the comments, and let's inspire each other to have our healthiest season yet. Thanks for tuning in to the Bloom and Well podcast. If you found value in today's discussion, don't forget to like and subscribe on your favorite platform. Your support means the world to us. Until next time, happy healing and keep blooming well.